Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the online class. Today we are going to start the next topic of the chapter number 9 of the class 10th and our subject is chemistry. Today we are we all talk about the difference between the forward and the reverse reaction. As you can see the points on the board. I have written the points on the board. Now we are going to explain them. Usually the reactants in the forward reaction, the reactants converted into the products, and in the reverse reaction products converted into the reactant. In the start of the reaction, the forward reaction are started from the left to right, and reverse reaction are right to left. You can see in the example of hydrogen iodide, as you can see that hydrogen and iodine as a reactant, and they converted into the product hydrogen iodide. The mixture of hydrogen iodine will be purple in color and then will be colorless, and then left to right we can see that hydrogen iodide are again converted into hydrogen and iodine. If we can see in the previous example, the hydrogen and iodine make hydrogen iodide, and the hydrogen iodide make the hydrogen and iodine. This was from left to right and this is from right to left. Acha ji, the next one is the initial stage. At initial stage, as in the graph we have explained that at initial stage the forward reaction was very fast. Now when the reactants are converting into the product, and the reverse reaction was very slow because there is no product which can be converted into the reactant. So at initial stage the forward reaction will be very fast and the reverse reaction will be very slow. And the last point is the forward reactions are slow down gradually as the time passes. As in the graph we have previously done, as the time passes the forward reaction slows down gradually and the reverse reaction speed up gradually, and the time will come at the stage of dynamic equilibrium though both reactions will occur in the forward and the reverse direction but with equal speed. The next topic is law of mass action. This law was presented by Goldberg and Walsh in 1869. According to this law, you have remembered in the previous classes you have done with that energy can be destroyed but energy cannot be produced. It can be destroyed, it can be changed from one shape to another shape. Law of mass action is same as the law of energy. The mass can never be produced, can never be destroyed, but it can change from one shape to another shape. According to law of mass action, the amount of reactant and the amount of product should always be equal. But sometimes we have judged that the amount of reactants are more and the product is less. Yeah, amount of product is more and amount of reactant was less. It alls the human errors. But if we are doing a reaction in a closed system, the amount of product and amount of reactant could never be changed. According to the definition, the rate at which the substance react is directly proportional to its active masses. First we explain what is the active mass. Active mass is the mass which take part in the chemical reaction. There are some residues which left behind during a chemical reaction. So that is not included in the active mass. Active masses are those which take part, the amount of that mass which take part in a chemical reaction is called active mass. And the rate of the reaction is directly proportional to the product of active masses of the reacting substance. Here they are saying the rate of the reaction is directly proportional to the active masses. Either your reaction from starting to the reactant to the product, or your reaction is going from the product to the reaction. Either your reaction is going in the forward state or in the reaction reverse state. In both states, the rate and the amount of the reaction will be the same. So you can see in the derivation, we are converting the reactant that is A and B and the product that is C and D. You can see the upward I have shown you that is KF, rate of forward reaction, and K showing the rate. And if you can see the symbol of the arrows, KR is the rate of the reverse reaction. The rate of forward reaction, Rx and show the abbreviation of the reaction, is directly proportional. You are familiar with the sign of the direct proportion is a active mass of A and B. These K brackets are basically representation of the active mass. this square bracket always, wherever you use that square bracket, not only for A and B or any kind of reactant or any kind of a product, these active masses basically show the amount of reactant and the product. We can convert the proportionality sign into the constant, that is Kf. So rate of forward reaction is equal to Kf into A square bracket and square bracket B. As it is, the rate of the reverse reaction is direct proportional to the amount of the product, that is active mass C and active mass D. And the proportionality sign can be converted into the Kr, that is equal to Kr active mass C and active mass D. So the rate of the forward reaction at the dynamic equilibrium, when the dynamic equilibrium will be established, the rate of the forward reaction will be is equal to the rate of reverse reaction. So in the place of rate of forward reaction and rate of reverse reaction, you can write the both Kf is equal to Kf A into B and Kr C into D. So if you want to separate the rate of the reaction as well as the amount of the reactant and the product, so Kf over Kr is equal to A into B and divided by C into D. You have done in the maths that either one thing is multiplying the one side, it will be divided on the other side. So you can apply that. As we know, at dynamic equilibrium, the equilibrium constant will be Kc is equal to Kf over Kr. So here is a Kc, you can replace the Kf over Kr into Kc, that is A rate of the forward reaction divided by rate of the reverse reaction. For a general reaction, derivation करनी है हमने equilibrium constant की for a general reaction. In a general reaction we have A and B which are converting into C and D. But let me tell you one thing, I have written A in small letter, B in small letter. These are showing the exponents. Sometimes for the balancing of the chemical equation we use exponents. So these are the exponents A, B. It could be a mathematical value like 2, 3, 4, 5 in a chemical reaction to balance the chemical equation. These are converting into C and D. C, you are seeing that C with capital C there is a small c and capital D there is a small c. So these both are also showing the exponent. So let's start with the law of mass action. According to law of mass action, rate of the forward reaction, that is directly proportional to the active masses of A and B. Here we are converting the exponents into the power. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5, anything. We are converting that into the power, and as in the maths we multiply the powers, same here we will do that. We multiply A and B, A and A and B and B, just like as we do in the mathematics. The rate of the forward reaction A exponent A, B exponent B, which is converted into the powers. And now our rate of forward reaction, we are showing the rate of forward reaction into RF, that is equal to constant Kf, that is equal to into multiplying to A and active masses A and B. Thus for the dynamic equilibrium reaction, the rate of the reverse reaction, that is directly proportional to the active mass C and D, and here is the power of C and D which exponented are converted into power again. So we writing the rate of reverse reaction into RR, that is equal to KR, and active masses C and D. In dynamic equilibrium state, the rate of the forward reaction is equal to the rate of reverse reaction. So RF is equal to RR. Here is R and R. Okay? Sorry for this interruption. And next, for the rate of the forward reaction is equal to rate of the reverse reaction. Here we are putting the values of Kf and Kr, and both are written as at. According to mathematics, now we are separating the constant and the active masses separately. In that case, Kf divided by Kr. Kf is equal to active masses of reactant, that are A and B, and is equal to Kr, that is C and D. After that, we will do a mathematical operation. We will separate the constant at one side and the active masses on the other side. So for this purpose, we are going to do this. You can see that Kf over Kr. अगर मैं if I put the Kr, मैं इस साइड से उठा के Kr को इस साइड पर लेकर आऊँ, तो क्योंकि Kr वहाँ पर क्या हो रहा था, multiply, so here it will be divided. So what I am going to separate it, I am separating basically these constants. So I have to separate these constants. उसके लिए what will I do? Kf over Kr is equal to the product over reactant. So Kc will be is equal to the amount of products over the amount of the reactant. This is the complete derivation for the any of the given reaction in which if you want to find out the Kc over Kr, we can do with it. Now we are going to do the practical example for the Kc. Here is a reaction, that is N2 and O2 are 2NO. Nitrogen and oxygen will make the nitric oxide. Now we have to write this equilibrium constant. Rate of the forward reaction is equal to Kf, N2 and O2, and rate of the reverse reaction is equal to Kr and O. You can see that here we convert the exponent into the power. It was the exponent with NO and here it is a power. ठीक. Now we are writing the Kc. Kc is equal to the amount of product over amount of the reactant. So the Kc will be is equal to NO, amount of the product, that is active mass of the product, that is power 2, and N2 and O2. This is the way to write the Kc of the equation. Here is another example which is detailed and discussed and again discussed in your book, that is of ammonia, N2 and H3H2. 2NH2. If you can see, it is a reversible reaction, dynamic equilibrium is established. Here we using Rf is equal to Kf, N2 and NH3 raised to the power. Here we converting the exponent into the power. फिर a rate of the reverse reaction. In the reverse reaction, this is Kr, that is equal to NH3 की power 2, and here is the final for the Kc is equal to amount of the product over the reactant. These are the two examples which shows the how to write the Kc for any reaction. You can use a larger reaction, you can use a smaller reaction, but this is the way to write the Kc for the any general reaction. Now we discuss how to write their unit. For their unit, as we know, the unit of the active mass is mole per dm cube, and mole per dm cube. You can see that I have written this one. The power is 2. So 2 power, and here are the 2 bases. So this power will cut this, and there is definitely they are cut with each other. So there will be no unit for the Kc of this reaction, above reaction. Now we discuss the other example, that is the example of ammonia. In this example, we can write the powers of an exponents. This is the unit for the ammonia, which is the product of the above reaction, and here is the 2, which is the exponent of for the balancing of the equation, that is converted into the unit here. Now mole per dm cube and mole per dm cube, and here is the power 3. This 2 and this 3 remaining is 1, and then we will write it as, because bases are same, so they can be added and powers can be added, and this one like this, mole per dm square and dm 6. This is the power for the this is the unit for the Kc of ammonia reaction, which is written as above. The last topic of the chapter is importance of Kc. The amount of Kc, the value of Kc can predict the direction of the reaction as well as the extent of the reaction. For this purpose, we need to know the reaction quotient. What is the reaction quotient? When the reaction is under the process of the completion, and you have under the process of completion, and you knew it, you want to know either it is a forward reaction or it is a reverse reaction. So you take out the amount of the sum of the reaction and you calculated its value. When we calculate the amount of reactant and product during a chemical reaction, that it is called a reaction quotient. If the reaction quotient, amount of reaction quotient is more than Kc, the amount of equilibrium constant, then the direction of the reaction will be forward. If the reaction quotient value Qc is less than Kc, then your reaction will be reversed. And if the Qc is equal to the Kc, then the reaction in the dynamic equilibrium. This is the importance for the Qc, and the other one is the predict the extent of the reaction. Extent of the reaction, what is the amount of reactants can be, how much the reaction either goes for the completion, never goes for the completion, either in a dynamic equilibrium. If the large value of Kc, the reaction never goes to the completion. Large value of Kc ka matlab hai large numerical value. If your product is, if your the calculated amount is more than beyond the limitations, you have more than your thinking 10 days to part this, as they discussed in your book in the different examples, so then the reaction is near to complete. if there's a value of Kc is very small for any reaction, then you can say that reaction never goes for the completion. Or if the amount of Kc is not very large, not very small, so it means your reaction is near to the dynamic equilibrium. This is the importance of the Kc. With this topic, our chapter number 1 is going to complete right now. So chapter number 9 of the 10th class is completed with these topics, and I hope you have understand every topic easily.